teacher on MAPE subject. So before we start, let us start with an opening prayer. Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of our Lord. Lord God, thank you so much for giving us another day to study and prepare for a good life in the future. We thank you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for providing our needs and for giving us the chance to continue our study. Bless our teacher who teach and guide us, our parents who support and work for us. Bless our classmates and friends who care for us. Bless our country and all the people who continue fighting in times of pandemic. We are humbly asking for your guidance as we begin our online class today. Send us your Holy Spirit so we may understand and achieve the objectives of the lesson. Help us, Lord, to listen to our teachers so we may gain knowledge imparted to us. Give us energy to participate in today's online class. Give us knowledge to answer all activities assigned to us. Fill our hearts with joy, our minds with learning, and a peace of mind in studying. We ask all of this through Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen. Good morning, class. So before we start, let me check your attendance for today. So I'm done on checking our attendance for today. So before we start on our lesson, let's analyze the different parts of the module. Let us start with what I need to know, what I know, what's in, what's new. Next is what is it, what's more, what I have learned, what I can do, and the assessment. And the last part is the additional activities. So those are the different parts of the module. So let us proceed to our topic for today, entitled Health 10, Quarter 3, Module Number 1, about Global Health Initiatives, Millennium Development Goals. So let me read to you the different learning objectives. Describes how global health initiatives positively impacts people's health. Define and describe the significance of global health initiatives. Demonstrates awareness of global health initiatives. And the last one is enumerates the 8 targets that all 191 UN member states have agreed to achieve by 2050. Let us try to answer what I know. Activity. It was measured your knowledge about the topic. So the direction is right true if the statement is correct and false if it is incorrect. Write only your answer. Use a separate sheet of paper for your answer. Okay, if you are done answering, let us check your answer. I will show you the key answer about the activity. Okay, those are the answer for the activity what I know. Okay, next, let us try to answer what's in a brainstorming. The direction is, what are the biggest health issues and concerns that people around the world face today? So list 5 health issues and write your answer inside the picture. So you may use a separate sheet of paper to write your answer. So what you think the biggest issues for today and concerns about health issues? Okay, let us try to answer the next activity. Answer the word hunt. Let's find the first word in the word hunt. What is the first? Malaria. So when we say malaria, what is it? It is a disease caused by a parasite. The parasite is spread to humans through the bites of infected mosquitoes. People who have malaria usually feel very sick with a high fever and shaking chills. Okay, the next one is women's health. So, women's health refers to the health of women, which differs from that of men in many unique ways. Women's health is an example of population health, where health is defined by the World Health Organization as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. The next one, mental health. So when we say mental health, it includes our or your emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act as we cope with life. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices in life. The next word is environment. So when we say environment, it can be defined as a sum total of all the living and non-living elements and their effects which influence the human life. Environmental health is the branch of public health that focuses on the interrelationships between people and their environment, promotes human health and well-being, and fosters healthy and safe communities. And the last word for our word hunt is pandemic. Pandemic is an epidemic of an infectious disease that has spread across a large region. For instance, multiple continents or worldwide, affecting a substantial number of people. A widespread endemic disease with a stable number of infected people is not a pandemic. Okay, let us proceed to our topic for today. So do you have any idea about our topic for today? Okay, let us start with our lesson. Let us find out what is it. So what is global health? So the term global health is rose in popularity along with the rise of globalization. According to Washington University, global health is an area for study, research, and practice that places priority on improving health and achieving equity in health for all people worldwide. So when we say global health initiatives, these are programs that are and projects which help address global health issues, concerns, and trends. So global health is the understanding of healthcare in an international and interdisciplinary context. It includes the study, research, and practice of medicine with a focus on improving health and healthcare equity for populations worldwide. So So we have WHO. What is WHO, a World Health Organization? It is primary international body responsible for developing leadership in health, setting norms and standards, and providing health support among nations around the world. So in the Philippines, we have the Department of Education. The WHO is an organization for all over the world. The Millennium Development Goals. 8 broad goals which reflected the major challenges facing human development globally were declared at United Nations Summit in September 2000. So these are the 8 targets that all 191 UN member states have agreed to achieve by 2015. Let us start with number 1, eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Developing countries, particularly in Africa and Asia, suffer from extreme poverty and hunger. Some key suggestions to eradicate poverty and hunger are: the first one is education. Next, promoting gender equality, producing more jobs, investing more in agriculture, strengthen nutrition programs for children and infants, and the last one is support and protection of developing and vulnerable countries during crisis. Next, number 2, achieve universal primary education. Persons, particularly women who are educated, are more likely to seek medical care, especially during pregnancy. Ensuring proper nutrition for their family, adopting healthy sanitary practices, and ensuring immunization of children. As an effect, infants and children have better survival rates, are healthier, and better nourished. If these are attained, children who receive primary education are more likely to: the first one is marry and have their own families at a later stage in life, practice family planning and have fewer children, know right, responsibilities and civic obligations, seek employment and sustain personal and family needs, have decreased risk of getting sexually transmitted infections like HIV/AIDS. And the last one, support and protection of developing and vulnerable countries during crisis. Next, the third one is promote gender equality and empower women. Gender equality means equal representation of men and women. It implies that all genders should have equal value and treatment. Equal gender treatment empowers women and other groups, creating opportunities in education, work, finances, and other aspects which improves the economy and lessen effects of financial crisis. Gender equality can achieve through: the first one is early childhood development intervention. Next, promotion of women's political rights and involvement. Next, improve reproductive health programs and policies. Next, education and integrating gender equality in school curriculum. Next, improve women's access to work and strengthen labor policies for women. Next, support and protection of developing and vulnerable countries during crisis. Next, number 4, reduce child mortality. Programs and policies which help reduce child mortality, like improving nutritional intake, healthcare facilities and infrastructure, and other fields which improve children's lives. Strengthening local and national health programs and policies is one way to reduce child mortality. This includes the first is immunization programs, assuring the survival and better health of mothers, improving reproductive health programs and policies, and last, better nutrition programs for infants, children, and mothers. Next, number 5, improve maternal health. Improve maternal health is not only about mother's health, but also involves the health and wellness of the family. Maternal health also helps eradicate other problems like poverty, gender inequality, decreased workforce, lower birth deaths, and disability of women. Some ways to improve the maternal health include the first one, improve and proper nutrition of mothers, teaching and benefits of births, spacing, and small family size, educating young boys and girls about the importance of maternal health, and the last one is better and improved access to hospital, especially obstetric, gynecology, prenatal, and postnatal care. Next, number 6. Combat HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. Emerging and re-emerging diseases like HIV/AIDS, malaria, influenza, and other diseases affect productivity and growth of nations. Some ways to combat diseases include preventions, treatment, and care like number 1, improve housing conditions. Next, increase access to anti-malarial medicines. Next, promoting safer sex behavior and preventive education for all. Next, promoting tuberculosis, TB, screening of HIV/AIDS persons, and TB directly observed treatment, short or OTB DOTS, course therapy. Promoting the use insecticide-treated nets to fight mosquito-borne diseases. Next, number 7, ensure environmental sustainability. Investing and supporting sustainable energy like solar, wind, and water energy helps support jobs, create business opportunities, and save remaining non-renewable energy sources. The first is cleaner air and environment. Next is clean, environment-friendly, and renewable energy. Next, new and inspiring jobs and business in energy. And last is increased access to sanitation. Next, the last one, number 8. The last one, Global Partnership for Development. The United Nations, World Health Organizations, World Bank, and governments work together to make there is fair trade and that heavily indebted countries to obtain the funds to combat poverty, malnutrition, and funds for education and social projects. Some benefits of global partnerships are: the first one, expanded international trade agreements. Next is to improve access to affordable medicines. Next is reduces poverty through government debt relief grant. Next, develop information and communication technology or ICT infrastructure. Best example is now in our situation in pandemic. This global partnership for development. Because we are encouraging the other countries to have an international trade agreements, especially on having the affordable medicine or affordable vaccine to buy for the other countries. Also for the debt or the funds for our country to sustain the poverty, especially in times of pandemic. So those are the different targets. Different targets under the Global Health Initiatives or the Millennium Development Goals. Okay, let us start to answer the different activity under what's more. So in answering the activity, you may use a separate sheet of paper to answer. Do not answer or do not write anything on your module. Okay, let us start. Independent activity number 1, think. The direction is use the web chart below and write your thoughts about global health. So in the web chart, there are 6 arrows. So you need to write 6 thoughts about global health. Next activity, independent assessment number 1. Define me. Directions. Write your own definition of global health and global health initiatives from the previous discussion. So write your answer on the space provided each topic. So you may write on your answer sheet global health and global initiatives, and you may write your own definition. You may write 1 to 2 sentences only. Your own definition. Next, independent activity number 2, matching. Direction, match the definitions in column A from the Millennium Development Goals listed in column B. Write only the letter of your answer. So at the left side is the column A. And the right side is the column B. Next, write only the letter of your answer. Next, Independent assessment number 2. Enumerate. Directions. List down the 8 Millennium Development Goals. So what are the 8 Millennium Development Goals that you want to achieve by the UN members by 2015? By the year 2015. What are those? You may write only your answer. Next, independent activity number 3. Look for the key. Directions. Below are the given Millennium Development Goals. Write the key suggestions on how to achieve each goal. So there are 2 columns. At the left side are the Millennium Development Goals given. So at the right side, you may write the key suggestions on how to achieve each goal. Next, independent assessment number 3. Match up. Directions. Match the following Millennium Development Goals in Set A with their corresponding symbol in Set B. Write only the letter of your answer. At the left side is the Millennium Development Goals or Set A. And at the right side is your symbol. Write only the letter of your answer. Next, let us proceed with what I have learned. Reflect. Let us answer. Directions. Write your reflection about Millennium Development Goals and use 5 sentences to explain your answer. It may be an essay to write your reflection about the Millennium Development Goals. Next, what I can do. It is an activity named by My Magazine. Directions, letter A. Create your own magazine and use available materials at home. Letter B. List down the 8 Millennium Development Goals and draw its symbols. So you need to draw the different symbols of the 8 Millennium Development Goals. And then, we have the criteria for grading your magazines. So the criteria is, creativity is 30%, composition is 20%, neatness is 20%, relevant to the topic is 30%, all overall total is 100%. The assessment. Okay, true or false. The directions is write yes if the statement is true and no if it is false. So you may write your answer on your separate sheet of paper. Write only your answer. Again, yes if it is the statement is true and no if it is false. Next, the additional activities. The last part of our module for today. So fill me in. Directions. Predict the global effects if the 8 Millennium Development Goals were achieved or not achieved. Copy the table below in your paper and write your predictions in the columns. So you need to copy the table on your answer sheet to write the different or the 8 Millennium Development Goals. And to the next column, you may write what will happen if this goal is achieved. And the other column is what will happen if this goal is not achieved. Your answer is your prediction, if it is achieved or if it is not achieved. Alright, we're done grade 10. We finished our module number 1 in Health 10 today about the Global Health Initiatives, the Millennium Development Goals. I hope you learned a lot today. I hope you gain a knowledge about the health issues, health initiatives, about our World Health Organizations, and most especially about the Millennium Development Goals. Thank you for participating in our discussion for today, in listening, answering the activities, and enjoying the discussion. Thank you so much and have a nice day. If you have any question regarding our topic for today, feel free to PM me or direct message me on my Facebook Messenger account to ask questions.